Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. I'm Mr.Man, and this is Subnautica. So, after my last episode, the game the developers put out an update. And, it had a lot of changes to the terrain, so unfortunately, my last save no longer valid, and I had to start over. But I spared you all of my ramblings and wandering around aimlessly, and have already rebuilt most of the things I had in the last, with one exception. The sea moth I built at the end of last episode I have yet to be able to rebuild, and I'll explain why. But let's get back to the game. See? No more sea moth. So in the last episode, I know it wasn't very clear what my goals were or why I was doing what I was doing, so I thought I'd explain a little bit of what I did and what I will be doing. In my inventory, I built myself an air tank, which increases my air measurement down here by 30 points, which is very handy. And then I built myself a sea glide that I can use to swim around faster. You see, when I'm holding it, I can go much faster than I could before. I also built this, my little knife. I can use it to gather supplies that I can't normally, like stuff from this coral and some other things, as well as, attack fish and monsters, but there really isn't a lot of reasons to do that so far, and I can explain that later. I also had built this device, which allows me to build components for a sea base, which is what I'm going to be doing next. Now, I've already gathered a lot of supplies and scouted out some areas. So as for my goals, let me get back up here so we can see some stuff. There we go. So as for my goals, when this ship exploded, I don't know if I can swim far enough yet, but when this ship exploded, it started releasing radiation into the ocean, and I believe that radiation spreads over time. So eventually that's going to kill me if I don't do something about it. I'll eventually be building a radiation suit, and then I'll have to build myself a big submarine called a Cyclops in order to go all the way over to this thing, get inside of it, and fix the radiation leak. And that's kind of going to be the overall goal for this Let's Play. For today's episode, I want to build myself a sea base and to rebuild my sea moth, and then maybe do some exploring and show you guys some of the other cool environments than just this starting area. And hopefully I won't be as scatterbrained as I was last time. So let's get started. I've already got a lot of supplies. The only major difference between the last time my last save and this one is that I had, instead of getting a flashlight, I got this welder. Let me put my coral away. And this welder I can use to both repair my sea base, my ships, and even the Blythe pot a little bit. Like, it's been sparking and smoking all this time. So let's go ahead and fix this. Now, it might continue to be smoky and sound like it's sparking, but at least... Oh yeah, see, the smoke cleared up. At least now we won't see it anymore. I'm thinking I want to build my platform. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. I want to build my platform. No, stop it. Okay, there we go. Right over here. I kept hitting F3 instead of 3. So let's see. If I select the foundation, yeah, I kind of want to put it facing, I want it on this cliff face because this creepvine forest. That's what these are called, creepvines. And this forest out there definitely gets a little deeper, and you have to come up for air a little more often. Or at least the distance to come up for air is farther. So it's nice to have like a little midway point. The other advantage of this is I have the calcium I need right here to build bleach. And bleach is handy for both having fresh drinking water as well as using the creepvine's fiber for making med kits. And also these acid mushrooms for making batteries, which are like super useful. Batteries and power cells. So I'm just kind of gonna have it sitting right on top of this stuff. And laser it into existence. Alright. Now let's see. I also want to... That looks pretty cool.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Yeah, I love how it builds the little supports in there too. It also might give me a nice little view of this glowing kelp forest, or creepvines. It's so freaking cool. All this luminescence to everything. Alright, now let's build a corridor. I want a T corridor in case I want to build more later. How do I rotate this again? Yeah, I'll build a little hatch. I gotta swim up for air. You might also notice that my Sea Glide runs on power. It's got like 52% energy right now. Right down there over my inventory. And that's going to continue to tick down the more I use it, and so I have to feed it batteries. Like with most things in this game, I have to feed it batteries. Even the fabricator up there in my pod eats batteries. Or power cells, and so I'll have to be rebuilding that. So now to get inside, I need a hatch.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Cool. I might notice it says at the top there, it says 0% power. That's because I need a generator. Excuse me. Power generator. I'm gonna build that right on top of this thing. Ah! That stalker came right for me. You all saw him. Freaking jerk. Go chew on that scrap metal. Yeah. I'm trying to build here. Power generator. Let's just build it right on top.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remain.
That even came with some power cells. Nice. And I could add more to it. Now, I want a view, nice view right here. So, let's add a window. I don't know why. This happened in my last save too, my first game playthrough. The colors are all polarized through the glass, and I don't really know why that is, but whatever. Whatever. Like from the outside, you know, the base looks normal in here, but for some reason, it what's that thing? Anyway, I need one more item in here that would be handy. I want to build another fabricator in here. That way I can actually craft some stuff inside. Build it right on the wall. So my sea moth, you have to get the blueprints from these little fragments that are lying around. And they kind of look like freaking safes when you pick them up. And I didn't show it in the last episode, but while I was playing, I also found down here some stasis rifle fragments. So I'll probably try to build one of those today too. Let me try putting it over here. There we go. Let's stuff all my sea moth fragments in there. So it can hold 4 fragments at a time. And I think the more you put in there, the faster it will analyze the blueprints and make this terribly loud hum.
New technology created.
I did it! Let's stick the stasis rifle ones in there too now. I can build one of those later. Alright, much better. Now, let's see. Should have stasis rifle blueprints. Ooh. Advanced wiring kit, battery, and silicone. Shouldn't be too hard to come by. But first, I want to make that locker. Right about there. Awesome. So it's got a huge storage capacity. See all this salt in there. Some of that coral. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is this hole showing up in my freaking place? Another thing I might want to build is a little beacon so I know where to find my base. And just park it underneath. Let's see what I need to build one of those. Copper wire. Oh, that's not so bad. Let's put this little cutie right underneath here. Yeah, B1. Oh, I know where B1 is. B1 for base 1. Yeah. Oh yeah, welder. Building that sea moth. All right. Bam. Come back here, you sexy little beast. Oh, so nice to have this again. Now, I've got my little submersible, and I've got my little base. Little B1 base. It's not big, and I mean I could build it bigger over time, but right now, I don't really have a need to. So, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. Now, what I want to build next is that stasis rifle. So I need an advanced wiring kit and some silicone. Build the advanced wiring kit, I need a computer chip. Build the computer chip, I need more quartz and some silver ore. Making a stasis rifle. Oh, yeah. Armed and ready for action. I'm gonna go show you what this bad boy does. So catching all these small little... what the hell is that? Ew, it's like a little fish. Why do all the fish here have giant gross eyeballs? Why would anybody want to try to eat a fish that's just one giant eyeball and some scales? So, let me show you something. So I mentioned earlier that it's not exactly like a good idea to kill the big bad fish because they don't really drop anything. Like, I haven't found any fish that drops items or can be harvested for items when you've killed it, except for the small little edible guys. And they can be small and edible with or without some, the help. I think the stalkers noticed me. Stalkers are only mostly aggressive. They're like territorial, I think. They're gonna go out. They have to go after scrap metal and chew on them and stuff.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, I missed him. I'm a terrible shot. Boom! Gotcha. So, he is now in a stasis field.
Emergency, 10 seconds of oxygen
So apparently
remaining.
he'll still try to attack me if I get too close, but there's not much he can do about it. Now, before I die, get back inside. And the stasis fields only last for a little while. You make them bigger the longer you charge the thing, I think. But it's not really a lethal tool, but it's definitely handy. Yeah, see, he's already out and about again. Yeah, this thing might actually really help us when it comes to fixing our big broken ship, the Aurora, over here. Because the Aurora has some nasty critters now living in and around her. And that's going to be one of our challenges. Well, I think that's all I'm going to do for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, or subscribe if you haven't already. I think in the next episode, we'll try and tackle one of the bigger builds, which means I'm going to have to get out of my comfort zone and leave the starting area and go beyond these little kelp forests and maybe face some bigger creatures. So that I can build our large submarine and get ourselves ready to go tackle the Aurora. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, go ahead and tell me in a comment or hit that like button. And if you haven't already, why don't you subscribe? That'd be nice. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later. Oh, yeah. Breathe.